Hey, what's going on, guys? Feliz Navidad. We're down to 12 days until Christmas. So remember, this Sunday coming up, we got Pictures with Santa, 11 to 3. And make sure you bring this, your stockings, because whatever you can fit in there, it's going to be 20% off. Lures, whatever, just put it in there, 20% off. So make sure you put that in there. So remember, Christmas time, we got the hottest lures, we got everything you need here. So if you fishes, hunts, whatever, this is a place to come by and get your Christmas gifts. If you need help, we can help you out. Now, let's get started with the fishing report. What is going on right now? So up north, we got pretty much yellow perch. That is in everybody's mind right now. Everybody's like, where are the yellow perch? Where are they? Now, most of the hot spots right now have been up north. For you guys fishing the upper bay and the upper parts of the state, the Quantamingo Dam obviously doesn't have too many there, but if you work your way below to the mouth of the Susquehanna, around the flats there, those fish are schooling up now. Smaller schools right now between 15, 20, 5 foot of water. You're gonna find them suspending around the bridges there off the major highways like 95 and all those bridges across there. And using live minnows is the key. If not, make sure you use a couple of tandem rigs with some plastics like this Strike King plastics here. We got curly tails, we got a couple of straight tails from them, different colors. They're small, they're the perfect size, and besides that, they work for everything else like crappie, perch, yellow perch, white perch, bass, anything like that that's suspended will hit those little guys. Now, besides that, you can also use some of these new 13 fishing jigs here. The pretty cool thing about that is that we got pretty much a little glow stick that you can insert in the jig, and you can vertical jig it on those fish. So that will be awesome for you guys fishing for those yellow perch, fishing for white perch on the Bay Bridge. Perfect lure for that, especially if you're in between 15 and 20 foot of water. That's going to be the key. Now, for you guys also fishing up north, in that same area I just mentioned, catfish. I mean, the big thing is those blue catfish. If you're in that mouth of the Susquehanna, working your way up to the pretty much Deer Creek and all those areas, you will find decent sized to big sized blue cats, and cut bait's the key. Gizzard shad, LY, whatever cut bait, just drift them through there. You will find those channels and blue catfish. If you work your way up to the dam, live bluegills will actually work perfectly for your flatheads. So if you're trying to do an adventure and go catch some different species of catfish, that's the place to go. Besides that, the walleye. There's some walleye being caught right there at the dam. Inline sinker, about 18 inches of line with small jig, anywhere between 1/8 of an ounce on the jig to 1/4 ounce with a small curly tail. Cast it out there, drift it, just jig it on the bottom. That's how most guys catch those rockfish, but the rockfish has slowed down, so walleye and some smallmouth will be the ticket, and a catfish right there. So working down to actually here in our area. The fishing up in Beechwood for you guys short fishing has slowed down a lot. Maybe the tides, maybe the moon, who knows. But this past week it was actually pretty slow, and just a few guys catching a few perch here and there. Pickerel did not show up, so we'll see with this new moon cycle and higher tide, see what it does, and if it moves some fish up to the upper part there for you guys. Besides that, the Severn is still producing some yellow perch, some pickerel, and some largemouth. Specifically fishing the upper part of the river and down towards Round Bay. But if you're pretty much towards the Naval Academy and you're in some of those creeks, work your way up to the creeks. If you're on a boat or a kayak, or if you have some access to land around there, and you will catch those pickerel and also some of those yellow perch, but mainly pickerel around that area. So rock fishing, the rock piles on the main part of the Bay Bridge have been holding some fish. Nothing crazy, but they're still keeper sized fish between 17 to maybe a couple mid-20s. Jigging some 1 ounce jigs. Those are the Coach jig heads with any kind of plastic between 5-6 inches. Will produce some fish, and right now clear colors are going to be the best. So white, if it ain't white, it ain't right. But that's just how I like to kind of keep things. Mainly white and smoky colors will be the best. Now for you guys fishing down south and where the actual hot bite is, you got reports of guys fishing down the power plant down in Calvert Cliffs, and those guys were catching some pretty, I'm not gonna say rare species, but they were catching some speckled trout. So there might still be some around after this moon cycle. You never know. Give it a try. Go up there. Same thing, 1 ounce baits and some of those 7-inch profiles, like those Bussin baits. You know, I love that color. This, I think, albino. So it's like a purplish white. Perfect color for this time of the year. It's super natural. Patuxin down towards 72, 72A, and 65. Those are buoys, pretty much marking anywhere from the middle of pretty much between the Patuxin all the way towards the borderline there. That's the area where those fish are going to be right now, those rockfish. And there's some decent sized rockfish being caught, but mainly everything is mid-20s, so a couple mid-30s. And same thing, that's the lures we want to use, anything between 1 ounce and, you know, 1.5. But also remember, if the profile is too big, always downsize to like a little smaller metal triple LY, a little bunker on a 1 ounce, 2 ounce vertical jig and spoons, and those will produce some fish. Even some plugs, if you see them break in and they're not hitting anything else, a realistic plug like a X-Wrap jerk bait will work really good for you guys. Trolling wise, around this area has been producing some fish, but not too much. The water's still getting a little too cold up here, so that's why those fish are moving down south. Remember, the season closes December 15, so that's Sunday, I believe, also. So remember, that is the last day for us to keep fish, and then we'll give them a little break. But I think catch and release will still be good after that. You guys fishing in the ocean, got some reports of some actual migratory fish moving through the beach right off Ocean City in Chesapeake. Nothing too crazy, but a couple fish in the mid-30s and some in the lower 40s, but nothing crazy. Those fish will be pushing in a little more. Let's hope that happens. And the talk fishing is still pretty good around the actual Route 50 bridge. So remember, we got that going on. There's some trout stocking, I think, still going on, or most of those preseason areas are already pretty much stocked. So check the DNR website for those scheduling and just details, and get out there and catch some fish. So that's it for your fishing report, guys. Remember, Sunday, come take pictures, bring the kids, bring the wife, bring the dog, and we'll see you here. Have a good one.